my problem was Best Buy doing Geek Squad. I'd given them $1,900 initially for service. They were going to refund that $1,900 and give start a new service for another $1,900. I did both of those, gave them $3,800, and they did not fulfill their end of the bargain on that. Back in November 24th, I contacted Geek Squad through Best Buy, and because I had a laptop issue with it running slow, but the main thing was the printer. It didn't seem to, all of a sudden, it just quit connecting to the printer for when I wanted to print things. And that happened, I don't know, 2 or 3 months before that, and we kind of made it through that, but I wanted to get it fixed, so I contacted Best Buy Geek Squad, and they put me in touch with a gentleman that said he called me and he said he was going to take care of me. So, but their thing was you had to buy gift cards worth $1,900 in order to get that service. But they said what they do is that $1,900 would be for a system. I forget what they call it. I got all the paperwork here, but it would be for a let's see, it's called a Dell Sonocell system that they would send to me, and they'd send a tech out to hook it up to my system to kind of see what's going on. Okay, so I gave them the credit card number of $1,927, and so they started doing some stuff, or they sent me the gift cards. I'm sorry. I received the gift cards 3 days later, and then when I had to read them off to the guy that Best Buy had put in contact with me on Geek Squad. I read off the card numbers so he could use them, and he goes, well, they're not working. So then I get a letter he said, I'll have to look into that. So then I get a email from Best Buy saying, we're sorry, they didn't activate the cards, so we're going to send you some more, but we got to refund you. We're going to refund you within 2 to 3 days, the original $1,927. But we need you for these other cards. We're going to need you to go ahead and pay again for these cards, another $1,900 and something dollars. And right then I thought I shouldn't, but I did because, they seemed on the up and up. So I did that. Well, I get those cards, I read them off to the guy, and then I dealt with him for a day or so, and then I heard nothing back. And no, I didn't get the computer part they said they were going to send out, and the tech was going to follow that. Didn't get any of that stuff that was promised me. So I kept emailing them saying, where's my original $1,900? I didn't even know I was going to get cheated out of the second one yet because they'd already said they'd refund the first one. So I kept emailing, and they would never answer. So I was calling them, and I probably talked to 14 different people with Best Buy, the Geek Squad thing. And they said, well, yes, we have your case number. They gave me a case number, and they'd sent me UPS labels to send back the gift cards. There was 5 in the first shipment and 5 in the second. Okay, so I sent those back, and then they said, when we get those, we'll refund your money. Well, okay, that was in January, and they still haven't gotten anything. And so I've been contacting them off and on for 4 months, and they say, yeah, we're going to expedite your request. Here's your case number. Here's all this. But then they wouldn't do anything. And the last time I talked to somebody, her name was Jolene. She, because I told the girl I was talking to, I said, look, I've talked to so many people on your level. Is there someone above you? And so she sent me to this Jolene. Well, I was explaining to Jolene what happened, and I was reading the letter that the gentleman sent me saying they're going to, sorry, the cards didn't work. We're going to refund your money and that kind of thing. Well, she hung up on me. That was the last communication I have because they just don't communicate. All they keep saying is it's being expedited. Here's your case number. It's being looked into and all this. So so that's when I notified the Better Business Bureau here a couple of weeks ago, and they sent me a letter this past week with a note from Best Buy saying the gift cards were used. We treat them as cash, and we're not going to refund it because he must have had a deal of fraud. It wasn't us. So I'm thinking, well, I've got all this information from Best Buy with dates of shipment of gift cards and response from people. One is let's see, it's the customer care team at Best Buy. The gentleman that I can't remember his name here, it's on here, but I got all the information from Best Buy on them sending the first shipment of cards and the second shipment. And I've got tracking numbers of the cards when I sent them back via UPS. They acknowledge they got them, but they won't acknowledge that I didn't use them and give me my money back. The first guy that sent me that letter says, we regret to inform you that your order number, and this was on the first one, delivered to you on 2nd of December 2020 was not activated by our sales team. It was our sales team's fault for not properly checking through the system. We apologize for the inconvenience you have to face because of the sales team. We take full responsibility for our incompetence for not fulfilling you with the promise of best service. We have initiated your refund of $1,900 on the card number, and they gave the card number. Reflect on your account within 3 to 5 days. Okay, that was sent on December 2nd. I still have not got that in 3 to 5 days. That they should have said 3 to 5 months, and they're still not doing it. So, I'm just very discouraged by their lack of, care. I'm a retired person. That's $3,800 out of my pocket. That's a lot of money, even if I'm working, it's a lot of money. So that's where we're at. And like I say, Best Buy sent me a letter last week saying that, well, he must have been a victim of fraud. Okay. If that's fraud, they can't tell me what the cards were used for, who used them, or anything. So if the cards weren't good, how can they have been fraud? So that's where I'm at, Lucy. I'm just very frustrated. It's been 5 months, and it's $3,800. It was fine the first couple of days, and I let them into my computer and everything, and they got there and started doing some stuff. And then he says, let me know if you have any questions, but I'll be calling you back. So he gave me phone number and everything. So didn't have any problems. He called me back later that day, and I said, well, it seems the printer's working now. He said, good. And then the next day, it quit working again. So, I even thought, well, it's the printer, so I went and got a new printer and used it, and it's still the same thing. It wouldn't connect or anything. And I kept telling him, what are we doing here? Because he would just run the computer for 3 or 4 days. And I said, well, what's going on with all of this stuff? He said, well, you should be getting that system that we said we would send you, the Dell system. I said, I have not gotten that, nor have I heard from a tech that you said would call me. He says, well, I'll look into that. But then again, and after a couple of days, I heard nothing else from him. I even emailed him because I had his email address. And I said, Martin, I'm feeling like, there's something wrong here. Why aren't you talking to me? And I think he did call back that evening, says, everything's fine. We're just working through the system here. And that was about it. That's the last I heard from him. So. No, at this point, uh, I bought a lot of stuff over the years from Best Buy, but no, at this point, because of the way they've kept my money and not refunded, there is nothing they could do to make amends for this. They just need to give me my money, and then we can both move on. Yeah, don't do anything online with Geek Squad. If they can't come to your home and perform the things that they say they can do, and you be personally with them, don't do it online because they're not going to do what they say, and then you may not get your money's worth or a refund if it doesn't work out right. So that's the only thing I would say. My main goal is to try to get them to refund my money. Uh, I'm not out. I'm not one to complain about that. I was in retail for 35 years. I was in retail management. I know what it's like dealing in retail, and it's not always easy, but you do what's right for your customer. And I've never kept money from a customer that, that the money wasn't supposed to be kept for a purchase. And I just want them to do customer service. I want them to do what they say they're doing. It may be a Best Buy, which I'm not sure about that anymore, but they need to do a best service.